Oh, you fucking. Oh, that's what the fucking notifications were for, you dick. SMFF YouTube live drinking game. Every time Alex says actually in the book, take a shot. Every time Ryan forgets a major plot point or character, finish your drink. God damn you. Fucking ass.
All right, I will email you the link again.
Very good. Very, very good. I gotta get the email pulled up.
That was cheeks. That was real cheeks of me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. We'll definitely. I won't be able to do it right now, like when we're done, because I have a little bit of reading to do. But we'll definitely
Yeah,
figure it out tomorrow
there's got to be a way.
before
Well, I
we.
mean, tomorrow I would just like probably watch. There's no real way to watch copyrighted material live together, right? We would have to. Like, we couldn't
Huh?
watch Dune together, right? We'd have to like both separately watch it on TV.
I think that'd be the best. Maybe I'll have my audio turned up so people can hear it. You know, it's the only thing I can think of. Did you send
I did
it?
email it
I
to
don't
you.
have it yet. Are you sure you didn't reply to
I
your own
swear
email?
I did. Nope. Okay.
Nope, I got it. I do that all the
Yeah,
time. That's the only reason
I'll
I'm
just like
asking.
you reply to the last one.
Is it the which one is it? It's the one from 0 minutes ago. That's it. This site can't be reached. Okay, now I can. It still says first live movie
That's what it's
reaction.
called. Let me change the name.
Just do episode 60. Are you ready, mine dude?
Yeah.
JK, regular podcast episode live because we don't understand technology. Hashtag live. Hashtag fanfic. Hashtag why not? Hashtag Bill O'Reilly. Is Riley with two L's? Bill
I mean, he got
O'Reilly. Oh, who
fired and
cares?
he got sued, so yeah, that's two L's.
Okay, who fucking cares? Okay. SM. Fuck it, we'll do it live. I love that. All right, all right, all right, all right. Oh, I should play the music again. Well, shit. All right, let me get that pulled up again. Hello there, SMFF Nation. Welcome to the world's most dysfunctional podcast. We don't know how to operate technology. Between the two of us, we have been in college for over a doctorate's worth of amount of time, and we'll have a lot of education. And to hell if we knew how to do technological things. So here we are. How are
I'm
you?
now understanding why Zoom has been like the predominant force for everybody's communication because it's just like
Yeah,
turn it on and go. Like, what? What? Skype? You can't. What? What? Whatever. It's
it's
fine.
bad. I literally feel like an old head right now, like not knowing how to work the technology. But here we
I
are.
feel like you need to be some sort of like IT specialist to get this done. This is outrageous.
No, dude, you know what's ridiculous? I went to Christmas, my uncle who's just turned 40. He's like, yeah, my second oldest, who's like 10, is wants to be a YouTuber when he grows up. And I was like, oh no, you failed as a parent, no. And when I asked him, like the kid, he's like, I don't want to be a YouTuber. I want to be this, and it was like something else that was basically just YouTuber. And like he had his own
I want to
GoPro.
be
He has like
influencer.
a hoverboard. I want to I want to be a butt influencer. Yeah, basically. So like these kids know how to do it. We're just stupid, dude. Like we grew up like playing with abacuses. I had an abacus as a kid. We had abacuses. We had those video nows where you had like that one tiny disc and you like no, 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 no. We don't know how to do this. We're too old for this. I'm getting too old for this shit.
I feel confident that we can figure it out. If I devote the rest of my life and I have to get rid of some other new information. So if I force out of my mind who Lil Nas X is, then I can replace that with how to run a live stream, and then we'll figure it out.
See, I want to replace with who Lil Uzi Vert is, but he did just get a diamond
You,
implanted to his
yeah,
forehead, so I
you
can't
can't.
do that.
He's too good to deny right now. You can't look away.
I legally cannot forget him if I wanted to, if I tried. But that's okay. Who cares? Fuck it. You'll remember him. I mean, that's pretty much it right now. Well, hello. Thank you for joining us. I hope everyone is having a good night as we're recording at night. Good thing it's not like 3 in the morning like we've done before. Um, but Ryan, I think, is finally on a regular schedule, and Alex,
Yeah,
I don't have
yeah.
a regular schedule,
We'll
so who
just
cares?
figure it out.
Yeah.
Grade some papers later and do this. This is what matters.
There are literally like 2 times a week that I actually have to be someplace at a certain time. Uh, like literally. So whatever. Who cares, dude? Are you the other person watching? Are we watching our own stream, or am I watching it and is someone else
There are
here?
two
That's what I want to
concurrent
know.
viewers.
Are you
No, I
watching?
have the stream information up, but I'm not watching it.
Well, look at that. Well, whoever the second watcher is, hello. We hope you're having a good night. Thank you for joining us. You get all our attention right now. If you want to say something in the live chat, we would love it
I
if you
do see the
did.
chat.
If
I'm
not,
looking at the chat right now.
oh, you can see the chat. Okay, well, I have it pulled up so I can manage it if need be, but
There's a lot of
it's okay.
pressure. That's a
They're
lot of
not going to
pressure
say
on the person
anything.
who's
They're
watching
shy.
because they're like, now I feel
Yeah,
like I'm
yeah.
forced. Like we just like pretty much said something to them, and now we're looking at them like, so you gonna say something or GTFO? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'd be a lot cooler if you did say something, It's sort of like that. I don't know. Anyways, hello everyone. It's episode 60 and it's live, and I guess that's what's
Mm-hmm.
special about it. Uh, if you see me looking down, it's because I was looking at my phone. I have a an interesting article that I want. This is the opening topic that I wanted to read. Are you ready, Ryan?
Yes.
Wondrous. I also want to preface for when everyone listens to this later. Now that we're doing it live, all editing has just gone out the window. So you're gonna hear a lot more ums, a lot more of me going so, or also, oh
We're
yeah, no, no, no.
we're
So
exchanging all forms of like audio integrity and a pleasant experience for the interactivity you get with watching it live. So if you think the quality is awful, then you have the ability to now go and tell us live in real time how much we suck. So I think that's a much
literally,
better trade off. I think what you lose in terms of enjoyment, you can gain in terms of just being able to take us down and destroy us.
I think that's it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can literally hurt our feelings in real time, and quite frankly, I am a glass plane ready to get
And I'm
shattered.
I'm an
I
open
cannot
book. Like
wait.
whatever criticism you give me, I will almost immediately apply it 100%. If you think my voice is too low, I'm raising it. I'm shooting up the octaves immediately. So get the product that you want. Tune
Whatever.
into the live stream and get what you want.
Yeah, whatever criticism you give me, I'm going to internalize, and I'm going to take personally. So I'd love it if you just took a big old dump on my chest.
Word.
Big word. Okay, so you want to guess where the article's from? I'd love it
Pop
if you did.
Sugar or Mashable or BuzzFeed.
You're so close. I want to give you 2 more chances because you can get it.
Those are really the ones. There's another one that I can't remember the name of right now that we always go to.
Our favorite website. Come on. It's not a glorified blog or anything.
Give it to me.
The
Oh
Mary
man,
Sue.
this is we haven't heard. Take it away.
So this is the title of this is The Fanfiction Take That Enraged the Internet
Love
by
it.
Chelsea Steiner on January 17th at 7:57 a.m. That's like a Sunday morning post. So, all right.
Yeah. Yep.
You ready?
Wait. Do you think that they set
Fan
it up as
fiction.
like an auto release, or do you think they were like hammering away on the keyboard throughout the night and just finally got it through the deadline for the Sunday above the fold page?
I think it was an auto release, but they tried to make it look organic, so they set it 3 minutes before 8 a.m.
Fair.
I think that's what it was. I think it's what it was. Fan fiction. We read it, we write it, we share it,
Well,
and we
one of
love
four.
it. But like most things online, it is often subject to the most brutal of hot takes, engineered to incite a passionate response. This was the case with a now viral Twitter thread from author R.S. Benedict, who decided that this was the week to burn fanfiction to the ground. Also viral, it has 777 hearts, 138 comments. I wouldn't call that
We don't
viral, but
necessarily sit on a very high tower. We're living in a glass house right now with our two viewers, and one of them's you. Just saying.
nope, it's just one viewer. The other one went, oh, there's two back. Hey, what's back? Hey, you left and now you're back. What's up? Anyways, in a lengthy thread, Benedict wrote, it's incredibly bleak how many contemporary aspiring writers cut their teeth on fanfiction, a form that actively teaches you to write worse. She goes on to write, controversial take, low effort, formulaic, lowest common denominator writing is bad, actually. Okay, another thing she said is, but, quote, but some published writers start with fanfic. Yeah. E.L. James and Cassandra Clare. They're fucking terrible. This is R.S. Benedict's words, not mine. Quote, but fanfic is often queer. Great, but did you know that queer literature exists outside of fanfic? It's a lot more meaningful to read legitimate queer stories than to mash your plastic action figures together. All right.
I mean,
First off,
got him.
props off. Props for that insult because that was pretty fucking good. Here's my question, and I mean this, and I would legitimately like someone to answer it for me. I'm not trying to sound ignorant. How many queer individuals extensively read, this queer canon of literature she's talking about? She's not talking about modern like YA that includes queer characters. She's talking about like old head ass queer writings that there's just like a canon. She gets more into it. If anything, the popularity of fanfic has served to erase meaningful queer literature. Queer kids shouldn't learn. I feel, she's saying it, so I'm quoting her. I feel bad saying queer this many times because now it's apparently a pejorative. So like I'm not trying to like be rude about it, but I'm quoting someone. So if anything, the popularity of fanfic has served to erase meaningful queer literature. Queer kids shouldn't learn what it means to be queer by reading recycled Disney IP. You have a lineage.
Queers shouldn't learn how to be queer by
Honor your
reading about
ancestors.
queer people being queer.
Queer. Yeah. Also, you have a lineage. Study it. Honor your ancestors.
Yeah, dude.
The fuck?
Kill your
I don't know.
past if you have to.
Yeah. IMO arguing that women need fanfiction is profoundly misogynistic. I'm a woman, and I can read and write actual stories. I don't need training wheels. Well, guess what, R.S. Benedict? We've seen the censuses. It's like 90% women, so they don't need it. They prefer it. Like, what's wrong with someone reading something they want to read? You know what I mean?
It's like the dumbing down. It's like, wow, we should technically prevent people from watching reality TV, but we don't, because what's wrong with them just watching what they want if it contributes to the downfall of society?
I mean, yeah, it's A&E and TLC and MTV and VH1. They're making millions of dollars off of that, so they're not going to stop. And people keep watching. If people actually cared, they wouldn't be watching, but they don't. And so they're watching Snooki have her 18th baby. Like, I mean, that's it. I can't stop you from doing it. And that's, I guess that's the bad thing about living in a free and democratic society. I can't stop you from making a bad decision or making a decision I disagree with. So, like, I don't know who she is to be policing what people read. I don't know. I don't care if you're an author. Like, okay, you had a publishing house that has a monopoly on storytelling tell you that you're legitimate by publishing books that an editor had time to look over and privileging you over people who didn't have the opportunity to submit their manuscripts. Okay, like, there's like a gatekeeper that chooses those things. All
No, that
right,
makes those
like, I
legit. Hey, that makes those legit.
fine.
Just because those people in that office building say it's good, that means it's legit.
Yeah, and all those office buildings are located in Manhattan, and none of the people in Manhattan are out of touch. None of the people in Manhattan are northeastern elites that don't know what it's like to live in the rest of the
Look,
country.
look
That's
at me. I'm
ridiculous.
just
Come
down to earth
on,
as they
dude.
come. In my liberal elite ground floor apartment.
More likely for people, homeless people, to break in and be crazy. So good for
Got to
you.
stay connected. Got to stay real. Got
Benedict's
to be
thread
humble.
is, yeah, yo, gotta be humble. Uh, Benedict's thread is, of course, filled with snobbish assumptions that fanfic and the people who consume it, about fanfic and the people who consume it. It perpetuates a stereotype that fanfic is somehow beneath published literature, and that it makes writers worse. Yes, there are fanfic authors like 50 Shades of Grey's E.L. James who are objectively bad writers. Okay, Mary Sue. like, like everyone who works for the Mary Sue isn't.
Hey, these people are objectively bad writers.
Sorry.
Righters.
Yeah, exactly. But when has bad writing been a barrier to financial or commercial success? I love the whole like idea of this like bad writer take, which is like, yeah, I'm not trying to say there's no such thing as objectivity, but I'm saying like, wrestling, a lot of people watch wrestling and they know it's fake or they know it's bad or they know it's campy or cheesy, but they like it. So like, does that make it bad? You know what I mean? I mean, how many times have I watched The Room in my life? Upwards of a dozen. And objectively, it's a bad movie. Does that mean it's a bad movie? Not to me. I love that thing. I think this is kind of the thread we're always touching on the show. Continue the article. I would point Benedict to countless films, television series, and novels that are widely popular despite legitimately, quote, bad writing. And the critique that fan fiction is formulaic is the same insult leveled at, quote, lowest common denominator genres like romance novels and YA books, or any genre with a vast readership, especially if that readership is comprised of marginalized groups. Benedict's thread goes on to claim that queer fanfic draws readers away from legitimate queer stories, an assertion that is impossible to prove and deeply ignorant.
Wait, so
Queer
Benedict
fanfiction
is the writer of this article, or this person's critiquing Benedict's article?
This person is critiquing
Okay,
Benedict's
because I was about
article.
to say, like, now Benedict's saying, like, oh yeah, and of the published stuff that's legit, half of it's garbage anyway. It's like, what?
No.
Does this person agree with Benedict that fan
Um,
fiction is bad? That's my question. I thought Benedict was the author of this article this whole time.
no, Benedict is the tweeter who is a published author.
So then the author of this article literally hasn't done anything except recap someone. Like, it's not, this isn't even like an article. This is just like, hey, I read something on Twitter and they said this and then they said this and then they said this.
Have you ever been on CNN or Fox or MSNBC? That's all anyone does like today. They find a tweet and then the writer reacts to it. This is Mary Sue writers react to bad tweets. This is
Mary
what we're
Sue
reading
mean
right now.
tweets.
Basically, yeah. I'm pulling up the article so the listener doesn't have to.
And then we are reading it and then providing a lens through which to view it. So you're getting like 10 degrees of separation from Benedict Humperdink's original tweets. Please continue.
We're reacting to this author reacting to R.S. Benedict reacting to fan fiction, which is also a reaction to the IP. Does that work?
Yeah, I mean that counts. That is under our jurisdiction.
That tracks for me, quite frankly. Benedict's thread goes on to claim that queer fanfic draws readers away from, quote, legitimate queer stories, an assertion that it is impossible to prove and deeply ignorant. Queer fan fiction allows fans to elevate the subtext and to explore fantasies and relationships that have long been cultural taboos, and it's hardly a new phenomenon. Fan fiction, and erotic fan fiction at that, has existed for centuries. I don't know about that, Mary Sue, but okay.
Centuries.
Her point also ignores the financial realities that many queer folks find themselves in. Not all of us can afford to purchase new books, not to mention the countless numbers for whom discretion means survival. You can always close the tab on queer fanfic online, but the discovery of a queer book or magazine by an unwitting family member can have disastrous consequences for closeted people. Online writing and discourse allows a level of safety and anonymity that closeted queer people need. Furthermore, reading and writing fanfiction isn't a zero-sum game. As any TMS author can tell you, our love of fanfic does not preclude our love of reading anything and everything else. For many people, reading and writing fanfiction is a gateway to writing professionally, a safe space to explore your creative impulses without judgment or a hefty tuition fee. Many published authors took Benedict to task for her unfounded criticism of the genre. Says Leah Johnson. This is an almost comedically bad take, but all I'm going to say is from bestsellers and award winners to sleeper hits and quiet releases, a lot of your faves started out by reading and writing fanfiction. Some of my AO3 bookmarks would body your literary fictions, darling. Stop it.
Got him.
This same lady keeps going on. Y'all gonna play in my face like Shakespeare wasn't the godfather of the AU? Like Milton wasn't writing fanfic of the literal Bible? Like Dumas didn't straight tell you girls that he ripped off another writer because he wanted the Three Musketeers to have some more adventures? Victoria Aveyard, she has a blue check mark, so she's legit. I didn't have access to creative writing classes as a teenager, so my first experiences with fiction, feedback, and most importantly, getting the confidence to show my writing came from fan fiction. I guess I'm sorry my 5 bestsellers have made the world so bleak for you. Mason Downey. Fan fiction teaches you to write worse. Is like saying keeping a sketchbook actively hurts your ability to draw. Lamau. Practicing your preferred art form for fun is a bad idea, actually, in quotes. This one is just Brandon. I think it's Brandon
Oh my God,
Tyler.
Brandon
I don't know
Tyler.
who it is. I started with fan fiction. Shut the fuck. You don't know who that is. I started with fan fiction. Writing fan fiction and reading romance novels taught me more about writing than my MFA program. And, like, I am not remotely a unique case. Lemafau. What a clown take. Honestly, fan fiction, is there anything more powerful than realizing as a young black homosexual that you no longer have to read or write about straight white people? Skis, 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 skis. Lemafau.
Is that what that was supposed to be?
The rest is just a bunch of other people tweeting at her.
So Humperdinck or whatever, Benedict got dragged through fan fiction Twitter for a little bit.
But through like writing Twitter, honestly, a lot of like published authors were like,
I want to hear
dumb?
what Subspace Emissary World Conquest author. I want to see what they. I mean, I know obviously you can't take a second away from writing the greatest piece of literature ever written to craft a simple tweet. Like George R. R. Martin, like you can't be tweeting, bro. You got to get these winds blowing. Subspace Emissary, I want to see what they have to say about that take. But they're too busy.
I want to know what the Big Titty Poke Girls have to say.
Yeah, I mean that became real cash money.
It did become cash money.
That's ridiculous. I honestly, for once, I agree with Mary Sue. I agree with what Mary Sue said, and I think whoever Benedict is in the minority. Just hot takes. Hot takes. There were obviously aggressive hot takes.
Just hot takes.
Trying to get people to react, and it worked. It worked.
Let me finish the article, and then I think we can. We got like one more paragraph left. I would like to propose something radical in 2021. Fuck any argument that is like, it's the current year. Get it together. I hate it. I hate.
Do you think people ever? We could use that in reverse, where it's like someone's like putting you down, or like, something happens, like, wow, I can't figure out live stream. Live streaming sucks. Well, it's only 2021, so I mean, we got a lot of time until it gets better. You think people were like, hey, I'm sick of dying of polio, and you're like, well, it's 1934. Like, what do you expect? It never works in reverse. It always like, it's 1934. We should have flying cars.
Yeah, I hate the whole, like, it's the current year. Guess what? We perceive time chronologically. Things don't move that way. Really sorry. Like, it's not like, oh, by 2050 this should be happening because it's 2050. That's not how humanity works.
I'm gonna start using
talking about?
I'm gonna start using it. Oh my God. Using it reverse. They'd be like, wow, like we can't practice and celebrate fan fiction the way we want to. I'm like, yeah, it is 2021. Maybe by 2030. But it is 2021. Keep that in context. It's only 2021.
Hey, guess what? Sorry, I just want to have a robot that I can have sex with, but
Yep.
it's only 2021. So when it gets to 2030, I'll be having sex with robots, and you're going to be robophobic. Sorry, liberals. Like, is that what you want me to start saying? Like, I don't know. Like, I just hate that argument. That's just like this has nothing to do with the article. It just has a pet peeve of mine of like by looking at the year, there's like some expectation that things should be different.
We're going to
They're
achieve
not.
equal
Like,
rights
why are
in
you surprised?
2021, February 10th. There it is. Where are they? Where are they?
Yeah, it's excuse me, but when I turned 18, I said that by 2021, February 10th, we should have equal rights. Okay? Okay, people, this is what I said. So why isn't it happening? Like,
All right, finish this article.
what is
We're
it? I
like
don't
10
know.
miles off track.
We are so far off. I would like to propose something radical in 2021, all caps. Let people like the things they like. I agree with you on this. Unless those things are Nazism or animal cruelty or a violent insurrection to overthrow the government, you're really leaning heavy on one side there. People should be free to enjoy what they like without guilt or judgment. I can't stand gory horror films. You said animal cruelty, Nazism, but
I was
not
about to say
children.
animal
You didn't say
cruelty is
children.
bad, right? But like it does seem kind of out of place. Like it's in like my favorite colors are red, white, blue, and magenta. It's like you had a trend going, regardless of what we agree with, and then you just come out way out of left field. Animal animal
It's
cruelty is
literally
bad.
like it's literally like I hate Republicans, people are mean to animals, Republicans, and people are mean to animals. And it's like, dude, bro, what the what the fuck?
All right.
People should be free to enjoy what they like without guilt or judgment. I can't stand gory horror films, but I don't begrudge those who do. Let people live their damn lives. I mean, honestly, if someone else's passion
Yes.
is ruining your life, you need to take a long, hard look at the way you live. And they end it with a gift from Bob's Burgers. What kind of maniac wakes up an hour early to write erotic fan fiction? And then I think it's Tina goes, me.
I mean, that was heinously unfunny, but it's 2021. We're not supposed to have humor yet.
I don't know what humor is.
Yeah.
It's 2021. Maybe we'll get it
Yeah.
in 2025. Oh, you're holding Nelly. I see now. I'm sorry. I was reading.
I was. We're
Hello.
way
Hello,
past that. You're
little
watching the
girl.
live stream.
Oh, I'm not live. That's the issue. Now I'm live.
We did go down to 0 viewers for a
So what
second.
do we think? What do we think about this writer trying to take a dump on fan fiction?
Well, it's two separate things, right? Benedict, terrible. Hate that take. Awful. This person, uh, good. Good for them. Whoever the
Who's this
writer of
person?
this Mary Sue article is. Good for them. They go
Oh,
again.
I
They
got
go a
you. I
little
got
off
you.
the rails at
See
the
what I think
end,
is
but you know, I agree. Like I agree with their main point. We just let people like what they like. Like why you got to be up in
yeah.
someone's business? And it is a good thing. Fan fiction is a good thing. It's a great opportunity for people to write for all of the reasons that were expressed. So I mean, we've already hit on all that.
Yeah.
We should write an article and submit it to Mary Sue and see if they could pick it up.
I don't know why they wouldn't. See what I think is interesting is like if your take is let people like what they like, is does this train of thought go along with that, which is let people dislike what they dislike? Is that the same thing?
I think the idea of allow people to like what they like means like don't infringe your dislikes upon like don't like you know like push your negative
Yeah. Well,
opinions on
first
other
off,
people.
first off, you're not letting anybody like or dislike anything.
It's
So
true.
fuck
It's
off
true.
on that one. You can't tell me to like or dislike anything. I'm gonna have interests of my own, and I don't really care what you say.
I
Sorry, just keep going.
I
I want
guess
to throw
I
that
guess
out
it's more
there.
of like a call to be like no more negativity around things people like. Like this is a take that is not adding anything. Like as they say, a lot of the arguments have no base or foundation.
Yeah.
It is literally just an antagonizing statement for clicks or whatever. But it's literally like
Clout.
by saying that, it's like if you just ran into a room and said all that, everyone would be like, okay, cool. What does that mean? They're just trying to, troll people or antagonize them or just pick a fight or I don't know, make people feel bad. Like, why be so negative about something that was literally not doing anything to anyone? Maybe they had a bad day. Maybe there's context to the situation. Address that. Don't like have this weird unwanted aggression towards something that is just out there. That's what I take from like let people like what they like. But it's an interesting idea to let people dislike what they dislike. Like it's okay if you hate fan fiction. You got to be okay with that. But I'm not, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
So I'm
jump down your
saying,
throat telling you that it's amazing. Just like you
yeah.
shouldn't jump down mine telling me that it sucks and like everyone who does it is an idiot and like wasting their time.
So even though we seem to be very favorable of the Mary Sue with this one, I'm always going to take every
To just
opportunity I
dunk on
can
them,
to
yeah.
attack them. Yeah, yeah, I love to dunk on him. So my question would be, it's literally like R.S. Benedict goes, I don't like said thing. And then the Mary Sue goes, oh, yeah? Well, I don't like that you don't like said thing. So I'm going to write a whole article about it. And it's like, if your argument is, live and let live, are you living and let living by defending this thing that she's not living and
You're
let living? You know what I'm saying? I'm asking from a
it's
purely
a good
intellectual
point. It's a
standpoint,
good point.
where do we
It's
lie
like
with
you're
that?
calling out somebody for having an overtly negative, you know, like
Yeah.
opinion or statement, but you're also having a negative opinion and statement towards it. Like you're pretty much like taking their position in the reverse against them. So
Yeah, it's like the South Park episode. Let's all get together and make bullying
yes,
kill itself. It's like,
yes, exactly, exactly. But I think yeah, the idea is like this had a very negative tone to it, and it's just about positivity, man. Like
yeah,
dunk on fan fiction all day, but be positive. I mean, again, if people like it, who cares?
yeah. I feel like instead, because the whole all of Twitter, and I know we're on it. We're on it because if we weren't on it, we wouldn't have an audience, and we barely have one. So thank
Jesus.
God we're on it. But all of Twitter, all the internet isn't. Let me give you this like actual respectful and nuanced opinion, and like let me actually like responsibly tell you how I feel. It's um, I'm reacting to what you said, and you're going to be impulsively reacting to what I said. And guess what? We're all going to get clicks, and that's going to build our clout, and Twitter's going to like it because they're going to make money. And so it's like, if the Mary Sue was really trying to practice what they preach, the article, in my opinion, should not have been so accusatory or attacking R.S. Benedict or saying like, it's 2021. The article should have been, this is what she said. I'm reporting on it because that's what they claim they do when they just
I mean, yeah,
repost
that is technically
tweets.
what they did. It was a word
But
for word recounting of what was said.
yeah, exactly. Like it's literally just recount. There was nothing transformative really about what they said. First off, um, but I would say in my critique, my opinion as not a journalist, because quite frankly I hate them, it would be as a community, as a fan fiction community, I don't think we should be reacting negatively to this individual. I would like it if we could try to show them positive ways it has impacted people's lives instead of attacking them. Catching more flies with sugar than vinegar. If she says, fuck you, fan fiction's awful, you don't have to say like, oh, fuck you back. All you have to say is like, hey, guess what, R.S. Benedict? I lived in a rural area. I did not have the opportunity to buy queer fiction growing up. I didn't have the money. My parents weren't supportive. And that was the only thing that helped me figure myself out. So I appreciate your opinion. However, I just have to disagree because it really did help me. I think that's the right way to go about doing things. I don't think the right way to go about doing things is, oh
Oh
yeah, well
yeah.
guess what, bitch. Like yeah, like I don't.
Yeah, and then like you like
That's my
gang up and everyone
criticism.
comes up. I mean, there were some of those tweets that they captioned that were very much like that. So there were people out there, but we can't really hold Mary Sue writers to the standards that we want to see in the world. I mean, there's it's
No, I can't. No, no, no. I can't hold them to that because they curated the tweets they were going to
but
put in their
yeah.
article.
Well, yeah, and
So
some
I
some of
can
those
hold
some
them
of
to
those
that.
tweets were good.
There were hundreds of replies. They could have
What?
picked
That's what I'm
better
saying. Some of those
responses than they
tweets
did.
actually were pretty nuanced. It's like, oh, here's my situation. Here's how it went down. So
I still felt I personally feel like the tweets they chose, because I didn't read all of them obviously. I still feel like a lot of them were reactionary and impulsive and may
okay.
not have been very
Yep.
constructive. I could be
I mean,
wrong.
the
I think
whole
it's
original
theirs.
argument by Benedict, not constructive at all.
No, not at all. It's a very well. Okay, so what I will say is Benedict. I would say is a reflection of a institutional gatekeeping idea behind literature, and I've had this experience with the program that I'm in, where we're doing we're doing writing, and I hear people, and it is this classic like middle school writing, which like English academics love, which is like all description, and every single thing has to be a simile or a metaphor or imagery. And like after a while, you just get overwhelmed by the curtains being so goddamn blue, and then you get overwhelmed by everyone saying, "I love that the curtains reflected the sad tone of the author." Like I just, after a while, you don't. I feel like the craft doesn't have to be that way. And in my opinion, the people who are too snobbish about literature are focused on things like that. And I don't know if the purpose of writing should really be the way you tell it, but instead the message and the way it makes you feel. That's the way that I look at writing. And if someone is writing a piece of fan fiction with an IP that's not their own, but it resonates with people and it makes them feel a certain way and they remember it and it maybe even, changes their life in some way, that's way more important to me than whether or not they used, classic literary tropes and whatever the fuck else. That's my take.
That's fair. That's fair. I would have a nice, nuanced, and balanced response to that, but it's 2021, so maybe next year. Fuck you. Fuck
Maybe
you.
you'll have one by 2023. Fuck you. Okay, Mary Sue. I hope we dunked on you hard enough this time because we always try to, but whatever. Should we move on to the fanfic? Let's see. What is this? Oh, Jesus.
I do think that the two people watching this stream are just me and you, because through all our goading, there have been absolute no comments.
Yeah, no, it's just us, bro. Who cares? I'll put it on the. Maybe the thing is, this is the first one. No one knew we were gonna do it. We didn't know we were gonna do it. So maybe if we. Good. I'm pretty fine with it. If we put it up on the hosting website and we, advertise that we have like a regular time that we do this, maybe people will start listening.
Tune in. It's Wednesdays at 9.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm not going to tell you the title because it'll ruin the surprise of what we're doing. I will just start reading. I'll tell you it's on fanfiction.net by the writer EK01. It's a 0, not an O, like an alphabet O. And it is a YN, so I'm going to put your name in it, Ryan. How's that?
I love it.
Okay. And what's up, Doc? The tall rabbit asked as soon as you walked into the WB Studios office. I'm here for the job, you replied, feeling pretty euphoric at the sight of seeing your all-time favorite cartoon character. Oh, the new intern, Bug smiled. I'm sure you know me from my past work. Of course, you exclaimed, hugging the rabbit. Your cartoons are awesome. I love them all. Nighty Night Bugs, Water Every Hair, Space Jam, they're all great. Well, thanks, Bugs replied, chuckling. So glad I hired you. You've got spunk, kiddo. Now, we'll start off with a tour of the lot, and after that, you want to maybe go someplace nice? Sure, you smiled, then started to feel a little awkward. Did Bugs Bunny just ask me out, you pondered? And
cutting to the chase so fast. Bugs Bunny's like, yeah, why don't we take this meeting up in my hotel room?
How about we play with my carrot? So here's the title: Looney Tunes one shots. These are all just one shots of Looney Tunes characters
with like Looney Tune X reader.
Yeah, all of them. You were just a regular black cat walking through the romantic streets of Paris. Suddenly, you wake up and you're in the body of Albus Dumbledore. Suddenly, without any warning, something wet covers most of your back. I don't like this. You look up. It's white paint from some guy painting a building. He looks down at you and exclaims in a stereotypical French fashion, Sacre bleu, les femmes sont gays. Pretty much everyone around you runs away at a moment's notice. You wonder how this could get any worse, until it does. Bonjour, mon amour femme, a male skunk exclaims, rushing over to squeeze you and cover you with smooches. You run from the skunk, hiding within a rose bush, highly convinced that he's gone. That one rose wilting in front of your face tells you otherwise. He's there, a massive grin
God.
upon his face. Ah, yes, it is as the playwright Shakespeare said. What's in the names at which we call a rose by any other name would smell that sweet. The skunk sighed, leaning in closer to give you another kiss. You gag. He smells horrible, but also feels kind of nice. He does have a very attractive appearance, despite his terrible accent. Oh, monsieur, you le sigh. Comme mi pepe, s'il vous plaît, mon cher ami, le ende.
That was it.
That one is literally titled Pepe Le Pew X Cat the Reader.
Cat the Reader. Wow, that was awful. That was. I mean, that was terrible. I'm not gonna lie. That one. The first one was good. The second one was just not good and not enjoyable in the slightest.
All right, number 3. You loved him so much, yet were afraid to tell the others. Hey there, Marvin. You calmly spoke, approaching the black mouthless alien. You want to tell me what's happening? The alien gazed upwards at you with large, sad eyes. Apparently, according to the interwebs, I am the least favorite Looney Tunes, Marvin sobbed. Oh, don't be so sad, you responded, moving closer and wrapping an arm around the alien. People like you. Really? Marvin asked, feeling less saddened. Oh, joy! Of course, you responded, then whispered, You're actually talking to one of them. Marvin's skin was completely ebony, but you could now see the faintest blush on his face. End.
Hey, plenty of people want to finger blast you. One of them's standing right in front of you now.
Someone wants to get shot by your ray gun.
Who's got two thumbs and wants to get shot by that
sky.
ray gun, huh? This guy.
You flew around in the sky, not a care in all the world. Eventually, that flying made you a little tired, so you decided to perch on a bird feeder. Little did you know, at the bottom of the bird feeder was a large black and white cat with a red nose. He clambered up the pole, which held the bird feeder upright, licking his lips viciously. Order up, he spoke in a lispy voice. One rothery chicken. Blam! Salad sandwich. The cat fell onto the ground. You turned to notice that your savior was a small yellow canary holding an enormous mallet. Hello there, fellow birdie Bedouin. He spoke in the cutest little voice you'd ever heard. You are white? Yeah, you replied.
I love that. I love that reading because it sounds like Tweety Bird is played by Tweety Bird, but I am being played by like Kristen Stewart. I mean, you are white? Yeah. What's your name?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Oh, goody God, you're not hurt, Tweety smiled. You better watch where you fly, or else that putty tat'll get you. I noticed, you chuckled. I'm Ryan. Who are you? I'm Tweety, the little bird happily chirped. Say, you want to perch on that bird bath over there? Sure thing, you replied. I've been migrating, and I could use a nice shower. Kristen Stewart, I'm sure, could use a nice shower.
This is an exact callback to the first episode. It'd be like, you want to go hang out on that bird bath? And you're like, oh my God, is Tweety Bird asking me out?
Am I going to have sex with a bird? Author note to some people. Yeah, I know Tweety kind of sounds like, oh, whoa, what's this? But he's a sweet little bird. And his cartoons were made years before that furry weirdness. Don't take the way I spelled out his speech patterns the wrong way.
Tweety Bird sounds like what?
I don't know. They're basically trying to say like Tweety Bird isn't some like weird like goth raw means I love you and dinosaurs sort of thing.
I did not take it that way.
I think that's what they were saying. Kaboom! Elmer Fudd was busy chasing Bugs Bunny through the woods yet again. Of course, Bugs always got his man, and that left Elmer feeling somewhat dissatisfied. You were there as well, and were there to comfort him when his plans backfired in his face. Literally, I mean, his whole face was black with gunpowder.
You all right, Elmer? Trudeau special.
You asked. Yeah, exactly. meme? It's like no one, absolutely no one, and then it just shows Justin Trudeau in blackface.
Have not seen that.
I'll have to see if I can find it. Oh fuck. Okay. You all right, Elmer? You asked. Oh, I can never catch that darn Mr. Wabbit. Elmer sighed, seated on a log. You giggled a little at what you thought you were going to do next. You might not have caught a wabbit, you told him, but you've got me. You replied, putting a set of rabbit ears on and jumping into Elmer's arms. Are you carrying rabbit ears in your pocket, Ryan? That's weird. He laughed his signature laugh. You really whacked me up, Ryan. That evening was spent with you and Elmer, watching the sunset in the woods, and everything was right with Elmer at last. Sweet, ain't it? Bugs replied, appearing out of nowhere. Get back here, Mr. Wabbit! Elmer exclaimed, yanking his gun out yet again. I thought his gun was already out if he was watching the sunset with you.
That was bad too. I like how like I'm so cocky that this is gonna really work with Elmer. I'm like, guess what? You didn't catch that rabbit, but you caught me.
But you got me. I mean,
Yeah,
the thing
man, I
is, it
got
did
laid.
work.
It's all that matters.
You and Elfud fucked. You were house sitting for Granny as she was on a 3-week-long seniors cruise, leaving you with her pets, Sylvester and Tweety. They were pretty rambunctious, but somehow you managed to
So I'm
keep
a
them under
person.
control.
I'm a person in this
Suddenly, as you,
situation. I just want that to be clear.
unfortunately,
Whatever
suddenly,
relations are about to occur will be between the physical me and whatever character.
yeah, the actual you. Suddenly, as you sat watching some TV, out from the corner of your eye, you noticed Sylvester about to devour Tweety. Okay, that's it, you exclaimed, gripping Sylvester so much that he coughed Tweety back up. Sorry, Sylvester. Guess I forgot to feed you guys. You suddenly perked up, grabbing your cell phone. But we can fix that right now, you smiled. Who wants pizza? Well, thuffer and thuckatath. That's all you had to say, Sylvester replied. No relations, just
okay.
pizza.
That was a little disappointing.
This one starts off with note. Parentheses YN equals your name. Thank you. This is the 7th one. Now you put that?
Must have been getting a lot of feedback. Be like, who is this YN character?
Yeah, who's Yin? And then the next one is, this story also includes a special cameo at the end from 3 zany to the max characters. Jesus. Do you want to get to the 3 characters are before we go?
3 Looney Tune characters? I mean, they're
They're not Looney Tunes. No.
They're cartoons?
They are cartoons.
I don't know.
Recently got a reboot on
Oh, the
Hulu.
Animaniacs.
It was Valentine's Day at the Warner Brothers. It was Valentine's Day at the Warner Brothers studio lot, and it seemed like it was going to be another lonely one for you two. You gave a sigh and sat down on a nearby bench until what looked like a small tornado approached, if tornadoes snarled and spat, that is. It was none other than the Tasmanian Devil, who had just finished tearing through the side of a brick wall. What wrong, Ryan? Taz asked, looking slightly concerned. It's nothing, Taz, you responded. It's just that ever since I started working here, it seems like Valentine's, every Valentine's, everyone has someone to love, but me. Taz be you, Valentine, Taz exclaimed, wrapping his arms around you and giving you a massive wet kisses. You know be sad, blah, 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 Ryan, blah, blah. Taz picked you up and spun you around in his tornado body, happily giggling. You laughed too. For a wild, kind of stupid tune, he was actually pretty cute. Taz take Ryan on a romantic date. Blah, blah, blah.
Ew.
Meanwhile, in the bushes, 3 very familiar characters poked their heads out. The middle child was holding a pair of binoculars. Well, I don't know, guys. I'd give it a week before he eats Ryan, Yakko spoke. I'm kind of hungry myself, Wacko replied, devouring his binoculars. Oh, relax, you guys, Dot exclaimed. The important thing is that Taz finally found someone. What is this, an after-school special? Yakko replied. There's a video on YouTube, which is Yakko's World, but of just the countries that recognize Israel as a state, and it's really funny.
Oh my god.
It's really funny. You were trying out for a spot on the Toon Squad.
Nice. Oh,
When she walked up.
oh.
She In particular was Lola Bunny, your coach. You couldn't just take your eyes off her slender yet athletic bunny body or
Bunny
her
body.
attractive face.
I don't like bunny body. I don't like that.
Hey there, you're looking sporty looking. Lola smiled, grabbing a basketball. Let's do a little one-on-one. Chess, you and me. You rushed over to the net.
You
Lola
sprint to the
slowly
net. Yeah,
dribbled
let's
the
do it.
ball. Yeah, of course, of course.
You
You
fall all
ready?
over
She
yourself
asked.
trying to get off the bench.
You really want to have sex with a bunny. You run as fast as you can. You ready? She asked. You nodded, and she very quickly dribbled around you. You only got the ball for a few quick seconds and attempted to do a fake-out shot when she grabbed the ball,
A
jumped higher than
fake
you
out
could, and
shot?
landed a perfect slam dunk. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. You responded out of breath. You're on the team, Lola giggled, handing you a Toon Squad jersey and shorts. It was number 69. Just remember, don't call me doll. As she walked away in an extremely sultry manner, you were left stunned in a puddle of your own sweat and drool, your tongue out like stairs. You quickly regained your composure, then noticed something fall from the insides of your jersey. It was Lola's number. This is going to be a great basketball season, you thought, smiling.
I am going to bang that wabbits.
I'm gonna have so much sex with that wabbit. All right. When you were a kid, did Lola Bunny do things to you during Space Jam?
No, but upon rewatch, I was like, holy crap, yes.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
made
as
her
a
very
kid, I don't even
sexy
think
in
I
that.
realized that. I was just like, where's Newman?
Yeah. Yeah, we're Newman! Bill Murray, Ghostbusters. This one is just fucking... I knew I shouldn't have gone to Mexico, you sighed. You were only supposed to be visiting for a few days before heading back to the U.S., but in no way expected to get abducted by a cat, and a rather stupid one at that. Heh, the cat grinned, stroking your brown fur. I've been dying for a decent meal out here. Gringo! Came a high-pitched
Let's
Spanish
go.
accented voice. It was another mouse. He was tan-skinned with a little tuft of black hair. He wore a white shirt with shorts, an enormous yellow sombrero, and a little red scarf around his neck. You'd better drop his bonita senor.
Benito.
Sorry. You'd better drop
Guapo
this.
senor.
It's guapo senor. You'd better drop this guapo senor rapido, or I'll go up your nariz, ese.
Senor
the little mouse
guapo.
exclaimed in partially Spanish. Guapo
No,
senor.
flip it.
I'm not going to do that. And why should a strong cat like me listen to a weak little squirt like you? The cat asked him in his somewhat dopey voice. Oh, why should a strong
Big
cat
Al.
like me listen to a weak little squirt like you? The cat asked him in his somewhat dopey voice. Arriba, arriba, andale, andale, ipa, ipa, yeehaw! The mouse wildly exclaimed, running over to the cat at the speed of sound. Within less than a few seconds, you were completely safe. But the cat who had picked you up had been shaved, every hair plucked clean off. I'll never work on this side of the border. Wait a minute. Okay, hang on.
Is that me? Is that what
This
you
is
think I
not
sound
Speedy. I'll never work on this. No, that's how you sound. I'll never work on this side of the border, the cat exclaimed and ran off, completely bald. Thank you so much, you started to say. Wait, who are you? No need for gracias, senor. De los Estados Unidos, the mouse replied. Yo soy Speedy Gonzalez, the fastest mouse in all of Mexico. Say, if you're not busy this evening, I know a great cantina we could hit up. You want to come?
What? All these tunes have great game. They're all just like so casual about it. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, no sweat. But like, me and my friends are some of my friends are getting together. Like, you down? Like, I know this great little spot.
But
like,
also, like,
you want to go? Hey, stop thanking me
you trying to have
with
sex?
words and thank me with dinner. You know what I mean? Like,
thank me with your mouth. See, you replied, feeling very attracted to the little mouse that saved your life.
Oh, totally random. Didn't need to put that in.
Not the biggest fan of that. All right. After a long day working on their cartoons, the animated characters were ready to head back to their homes. Okay, so in this universe, they're acting, but they're actually animated, and they're just going home for the day after filming has wrapped. You were in charge of props, and you noticed a completely flattened, wily coyote coming to return a massive anvil that had just been used in his latest cartoon entitled Birdie Dancing.
I'm
That's
prop
hilarious.
master in this universe. I like that.
You're prop master. Yeah,
Which
for
is
sure.
always the person who was assistant stage manager who didn't do anything until the first night of the show. Hey, I'm prop master. Hey,
Exactly.
put that back.
No. Put that where I had it.
Does anyone
I'm
have
the
any tape?
prop
I'm gonna
master.
tape outlines for all this stuff. Tape. All right, I'll pick some up and bring it next time. We'll have it for the last show.
Does anyone have any tape? Please. Does anyone have any tape? 1 second. You were in charge of props, and you noticed a completely flattened Wile E. Coyote coming to return a massive anvil that had just been used in his latest cartoon entitled Birdie Dancing. I just wanted that again. Birdie Dancing's funny. Before the coyote could even stand up to the place the anvil on the counter you were working on, the Roadrunner dashed in front, placing a box of Acme birdseed that was used in the cartoon. Meep, meep, the large bird exclaimed before rushing off yet again. Wiley gave an audible sigh, slumping back down. What's the matter, Wiley, you asked. Rough day at the office? The coyote nodded, as much as he could despite being a complete pancake. You picked the anvil off his body, then picked the coyote up, straightening him back to his normal shape. The brown-furred, scraggly coyote held up a large sign reading, I can never catch him. It's getting very infuriating. Well, if you caught him, there wouldn't be any more cartoons, and you'd be out of a job, you replied. I know it's painful. Hey, I've got an idea. You want to go somewhere with me after we check out? Wiley nodded, then grabbed a marker, writing on the other end of the sign. He turned it around. The sign now read, We could look at my rare dynamite collection. We all know what that means. That sounds fun, you chuckled, but I was thinking more along the lines of the movies. Wiley quickly erased and scribbled a new message on his sign. Sure thing. He may be attuned a few words, but Wiley's a great guy to have around.
Dude, that's just like that scene from Love Actually. Wile E. Coyote then scribbled quickly. It said, say that they're carolers. It's carolers. Yeah.
With Andrew Lincoln?
From Love Actually. That's what I'm getting. And I like that I came onto Wile E. Coyote in this one. Like, I was feeling bad for him. And he's like, you want to go check out my dynamite? You want to go see my dynamite connection? I'm like, how about a movie, Wiley? How about you and me just get out of here? Yeah.
Let's just take it slow. You're like, and afterwards, I'm going to make you say meep meep.
Say it's carolers.
That wasn't that funny, but I appreciate the laugh. Okay. This is the last one. Who do you think it's going to be?
I hope it's Foghorn Leghorn. I would really appreciate that.
Oh, I wish. Honestly, there's two big ones we've missed. Two of the main ones we've
Daffy
missed.
is not made an appearance yet. I'd love to see some Daffy.
Neither has Porky Pig. I mean.
Oh, Yosemite Sam.
Ever
Yosemite
since
Sam would be
what?
good.
Oh, yeah. You know, I think it's funny that, like, you are technically supposed to be a cartoon character in this as well. And they're like, the whole thing takes place in this cartoon world, and they have, like, their jobs that they're filming, like, movies.
It's like
and they go
Muppets.
home. So, like, you're not even having sex with Bugs Bunny. You're having sex with the person that plays Bugs Bunny or the bunny that plays Bugs Bunny. I think it's
like
interesting.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I'm the real person interacting with. Yeah. That's what I'm picturing right now.
Exactly. Ever since you'd started working at the Warner Brothers studio as a toon stunt double, you had no idea that Daffy Duck, of all people, would develop a crush on you. Daffy was your favorite Looney Tunes character, but you had
This is some really
idea
messed
he'd
up
be so
stuff.
clingy
It's
when it
like,
came to
imagine how
being-
much power Daffy has over me as my favorite Looney Tunes character. He'd be like, hey there, Ryan. If you want to make it in Looney Tunes, you should come back to my trailer.
His real name is actually just Daffy
Yeah, and I'm just like-
Weinstein. Daffy Duck
And I'm
is just like stage
hey, I
name.
mean, like, I would love to just like take any notes I possibly can from you, like anytime. He's like, yeah, I
I'd
can
love to get into
set aside
business.
some time this evening if you like. And I'm like, oh my god, yes. I think to make it in this business, you're gonna have to do some despicable stuff.
Now get on your knees and fuck it. Okay. Daffy was your
Yeah, I don't
favorite
like. I
Looney
don't.
Tunes
I
character,
don't
but
like
you
the
had
power
no
dynamic
idea.
immediately. I hate it.
I'm not the biggest fan, if I'm being real with you. But you had no idea he'd be so clingy when it came to being an significant other. It was always, oh Ryan, you look so rabbithing today, or Ryan, my joie de vivre. Want to hear this song I wrote? It's about you and I and our relationship. Woohoo, woohoo! To be honest, as annoying as it got sometimes, you had to admit he was one cute duck. You know what, Daff? You told him one day. I'm really starting to like you. I'm glad you could see things my way, Ryan. Daffy laughed. Then noticed it looked like you wanted to ask him something. Penny for your thoughts? You bent down on one knee, opened up a small ring box with a gorgeous diamond. Daffy's eyes grew extremely wide and looked at Daffy longingly. You opened up a small ring box with a gorgeous diamond, parentheses. Daffy's eyes grew extremely wide, and parentheses, and looked at Daffy longingly. Daffy Duck, you spoke. Will you marry me? Yes! Daffy hollered. No amount of woohoos could describe how amazing the little black duck was feeling.
So I slept all around the Looney Tunes lot, and I eventually ended up with Daffy.
Quite frankly, you're a part of a weird Warner Brothers power dynamic, which has probably existed for over a century.
I mean, yeah, I guess I'm glad I settled down. I'm like, you know what? I'm really starting to like you. Oh, really? And then I'm like, yeah, I think I'm going to marry you right now. Just because I've started to like you.
I'm going to be real, Ryan. I think you make some really impulsive decisions sometimes. And this is just one of them.
He's my favorite Looney Tune character. I got to lock that down. Tomorrow.
He has been your favorite Looney Tunes character.
And I need a prenup because if he turns around, if he wakes up one day and all of a sudden, I don't know, I let myself go or he doesn't like what he sees.
Yeah.
I need half that money.
Yeah. You know, I just got to say, I feel like this author had a really big missed opportunity. Since you're hooking up, you specifically, you're hooking up with all these Looney Tunes characters. I feel like they really could have said, Porky Pig, I want to pork you, pig.
I want
they didn't do
you to pork me.
Pig.
Yeah.
Yeah. So besides that, what'd you think?
It was pretty rapid fire. I really couldn't set myself in any of the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just like this ludicrous premise where it's just like, am I so desirable that none of the Looney Tunes can resist asking me out? Like they can't wait to get to me. They're just as soon as they're have one sentence, they're like, but what are you doing tonight? They're like, hey, we're going out, right? You and me, one-on-one, no group dynamic, very intense, very intimate, you and me.
No group dynamic, that's true. I mean, have some confidence in yourself, though. You're a good guy. You're a nice guy. I think any Looney Tune would be happy and lucky to be with
thank
you,
quite frankly. I would, especially if someone with the star power of Daffy, I would have to think there was some sort of ulterior motive. There's some sort of power, some sort of dark and twisted Aziz Ansari sort of inspiration.
Why would you pick Aziz Ansari of all the people for Me Too? What? What is Daffy gonna put his wings, his feathers in your mouth while he's kissing you?
Yeah.
I don't get that one, but okay. Okay, I mean that's interesting. I would have picked a different person. But I agree. There's a weird power dynamic going on with Daffy. I don't know if I agree with it, but that's definitely there. Interesting. Any other thoughts about the Looney Tunes fan fiction we just did? We haven't done one of those yet.
At one point during that, we had 3 listeners actually, but then it went back to 2.
We still do.
So that's. I mean, I gotta vote with the people on this one. I have to throw this one in the thick trash pile. Thick trash pile. Brought to you by Glad, the better trash bag. We got to start getting ads sponsored if we're going to be live streaming. That's what I'm trying to say.
I was about to say, I really don't know where you're going with this, but I'd love to see where you take it.
That was it.
That was it. I didn't really have anywhere to go with it. I was honestly, I kind of pulled a Robin Hood and I was hoping for a bailout, and you didn't give me one, Alex. So that's where I went with it.
I was swinging on vines and I didn't see the next one, but I was like, it's gonna be there, and I just let go, sailing into empty space.
That's basically what you did. Yeah, yeah, that's what you did. Well, there we go. What did you like about the piece? What did you
It made me
enjoy
feel
about what
good.
we
Made me
just
feel
read,
good about
if anything?
myself. I mean, made me feel
A lot of Looney
beautiful.
Tunes like you.
I liked the Wile E.
Yeah,
Coyote, Andrew Lincoln, Love Actually comparison.
yeah,
And I liked the Pitch
that was
Perfect
good.
Kristen Stewart casting for the Tweety Bird story.
Yeah, me too. That was good.
Things I didn't like: Foghorn Leghorn was not included. I thought the Pepe Le Pew one was
Yeah,
extremely lazy. No
no
Porky
Porky Pig.
Pig, huge, huge, huge missed opportunity there. Um, yeah, and I would have liked to focus more on what it's like when my first day on the job, the star of the studio lot asks me out on a date. What happens that night? Because there's some terrible like
Okay.
we need to write that. We need to write a
So you want to know how you and Daffy got together, not how you ended up.
yeah, that's true.
Was it a meet
This was
cute?
like
Is what you're asking.
8 times Ryan got a date with someone who thought he was his soulmate, and one time he actually did, and that's Daffy.
What are
Like
the
all the
other?
other Looney Tunes that I got out, made out. Yeah, I got on date
Yeah.
with whatever it is.
Sometimes they didn't think you were the soulmate. They just thought you were a good slam piece. Like Speedy Gonzalez was ready to
But that
pump
was
and
like
dump.
mutual. We're both like, I feel like with Bugs, we're very much not on the same page. Bugs is Bugs, but
No, no. Bugs
yeah,
was a
Bugs
power
were
dynamic
like,
there
oh,
for
like
sure.
I'm like, what is this? And Bugs is like, yeah, you're nothing. And then I'm like, okay, fine, I'm nothing. So then I go back, I get on Tinder or whatever. I start swiping, and then Bugs is like texting me like, why don't you like me? Like you always treat me so bad. It's like, oh God, Bugs, what? You're a
Yeah.
mess. You are a mess, Bugs.
You think he'd have more
No,
confidence,
no, he
but he
just
really
wants to
doesn't.
manipulate me. He just wants an easy target.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's why the
that's
duck
right.
got the boy at the end.
Yeah. The duck did get the
The
boy.
duck
Good for
should always get
him.
the boy.
I, I just feel bad for you because ducks have corkscrew penises that fall off and then grow back every
Yeah, and
year.
they can't leave without I can't give. It doesn't matter what my consent is. They're the ones who take it out.
Ducks are notorious rapers in
So,
real life.
but
Honestly, you kind of deserve each other. You know what? Now that
you
we're
know what? That
talking, you
sounds
deserve
like
each
you.
other.
That does sound like you.
You know what, Ryan?
You are the
I'm
duck of
happy for you.
humans. Yeah, that sounds like you. You
You're the
you
Daffy
eat a
Duck of
lot of
humanity.
bread and you're just a terrible person.
I think you drink a lot of bread, but maybe the beer, but that's about it. Did Nellie just walk by? Can you put her
No,
back in the
she's right over
frame?
there.
Oh, she's so sweet though. Okay, okay. So what are you
What
stoked
am I
on, my
stoked
guy?
on? Um,
This time you have an excuse because we didn't know we were going to do an episode. So
I'm stoked. I'm stoked on this format, man. We're talking like this is my
you
bud
like
of
it?
the rosebud thorn. I'm hyped about this format. I think it's great. I think we're only going to get better with time. I think we have a lot of opportunities for interaction with listeners and viewers, and I think yeah, I think it's going to be good. I'm excited about it. I'm
I think it is too. I'm excited to do the Dune live stream tomorrow. I think we're
That's
gonna have
going to be
fun if we
great. And
can
even
figure
if
it
we
out.
don't, screw them. We'll just watch it and have a great time.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if we can't live stream it, who cares? It's like if you saw the what did Alex add to his Dune shelf videos I added. It's I just put them up because I was like, man, this is I feel happy about this, but it was like I didn't need to put those up. So well, sweet. I'm glad you're excited on this. You're stoked on this format. That was kind of a cop out. Stoked on. Be real with you on that one. I'm just trying to be honest. Kind of phoned it in on
I
that,
Skyped
but
it
that's
in. I
okay.
Skyped it in this time.
You definitely Skyped it in. You definitely Skyped it in. So that's okay. I'm stoked on the fact that we started streaming 69 minutes ago because that's pretty sick. But besides that, what am I stoked? I'm stoked on Akira. I mentioned last episode that I had Akira and I was going to read it. And out of all the stuff I have to read day to day for work, I finally got a chance to every night at a specific time I like have 10 minutes or 15 or 20 minutes whatever to read something for fun, which is nice because it's all just reading for work. And I picked up Akira, which I know I told you about it a little bit. Do you know what it is? Do you know anything about it, or do you want me to give you
Is
like
that
a
the
little
one
bit of
that like kicked off
backstory?
cyberpunk, or I can't really? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, so for like pop culture historians and people who care, they really, really attribute Akira, Ghost in the Shell, which I haven't read, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep slash Blade Runner, and Neuromancer, which is also a book, to like creating the cyberpunk genre. Neuromancer was kind of like the final nail in the coffin, and everything else like also like coalesced to create this like genre of story and lifestyle that people ended up loving. It's very of its time. I mean, we wouldn't, if we were creating some semblance of cyberpunk today, it wouldn't be right. And there's actually a really good video. I think it's by the Nerd Writer One on YouTube, about why Altered Carbon cyberpunk doesn't feel too correct. I love Altered Carbon, the TV show on Netflix. So I'm not saying anything bad about it, but it's basically saying that cyberpunk was a genre created for a specific set of anxieties in the 1980s. And now that we have a different set, cyberpunk isn't necessarily as resonant with audiences as it was. Needless to say, that doesn't matter because I read Akira finally. It's a six parts, six trades. It was amazing. It was fantastic. It was a manga originally. It was released, I think, weekly or monthly in smaller parts. They collected them and put them into six trades. And the writer, I mentioned this last episode, I'll say it again. The writer really wanted American and UK audiences to read it. So he himself helped flip all the images so you could read it from left to right instead of right to left like you would a regular manga. He helped translate all of the words to English, and anytime there was an action bubble that was in Japanese, he changed it to English. And anytime that there was writing on a wall that was Japanese, he changed it to English in the drawing. And it's really good. I mean, it is definitely cyberpunk with like the big skyscrapers, the fast cars, all this other stuff. But this adds a very different like government doing experiments on people element with psychokin what's it called, psychokinesty, something like that. People can move things with their minds, that's or do things with their minds, like that's the mutation people get from another explosion or from the nuclear age. And it's really good. I have never read manga before. I know I'm an uncultured non-weeaboo swine, and I really enjoyed it. So I would definitely say the movie's on Netflix. I haven't watched it, but give that a chance at least. And if not, pick up Akira. Pick up the graphic novel and read it. It's $25, but it's like 360 pages. And in addition to that, I actually just got Valerian and The Inkle, which are two French comics translated to English. I just got those in the mail, and I'm excited to read those. So I'm stoked on foreign comics. How about that?
Valerian was that terrible movie that came out with like Dane DeHaan and whoever that other girl is.
Oh God, what's her name? She's like
She's
vaguely
like
hot in the
intense
weirdest
eyebrows.
way.
She was
What
the
is her name?
Enchantress in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. She's a good-looking girl, and she is a
But
good
she was
actor
that
too.
was
I
with
don't
that
want to
Valeria, like the
I
A
don't
Thousand Worlds or whatever it's called. That
Valerian
yeah,
of a
yeah.
Thousand Planets. Yeah, I'm not sure. What's her name? Why can't Cara
Yes.
Delevingne? Cara Delevingne. Yes, she said when she was cast as Enchantress, she ran into the forest naked and danced in the moonlight.
Okay, I mean that's probably the end of her career right there. So,
No, Valerian probably was,
but
but
that's probably a good place to stop it right there. We'll just end it right there. Yeah,
yeah.
Dane DeHaan, yeah,
I
Dane
will
DeHaan,
say,
and
did you see Valerian?
no,
Was it really
no,
that
but
bad? So you're calling it
I
trash, and you
I
haven't
uh,
seen it,
I
huh,
was not
Mary
the only
Sue?
person who didn't see it. A lot of us did not see it. So, I,
I haven't seen it. I wanted to read the book first.
all right. Well, maybe if there's as vocal a crowd for Valerian as there is for Akira or for Alita, then we will do a mega two
Yeah.
episode bundle for that.
Yeah, why not? I will tell you, as far as the three, I haven't seen Ghost in the Shell or Read Ghost in the Shell, so I guess I'm
You're talking
uncultured on
about
that
the
one. But
you're talking
as
about
far as the three that I have,
the Scarlett Johansson
Scarlett Johansson movie. Yeah,
classic, the Scarlett Johansson classic. Yes, yes.
yeah, blockbuster. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I haven't seen the manga or the anime. I haven't read the manga or seen the anime. But I will say, as far as like quote unquote cyberpunk tentpoles or foundations go, um, I would put them. Not that I need to rank them, but from what I've consumed, I would put them in order of androids. Do androids dream? I'm going to consider the book and the movie two separate things. Do androids dream of electric sheep is number one. I loved it. Akira would be number two. Blade Runner would be number three, and the Neuromancer would be number four. I liked Neuromancer. If you don't know anything about it, it's basically the thing that like created the like surfing in cyberspace on a keyboard. Like that was sort of like the basis of all of that. It actually created the term cyber. It didn't create. It popularized the term cyberspace. Neuromancer did. Um, so it's interesting. It's good. It's one of those things that if you like sci-fi, you probably should read it, but you don't have to love it. If that makes any sense. And I liked it, but I didn't love it. So that would be my rankings for cyberpunk things, and I'm not even the biggest cyberpunk fan, so who cares what I say? So, but I would know. Let's do a cyberpunk episode, bro. I'd love to talk about cyberpunk. I hope I have a pretty good foundation on it to talk about it.
I did read that one short story you sent me, which was terrifying. I scream, but I would scream, but I have no mouth.
Oh, that's not cyberpunk, but that's really good. Yeah, that is I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream by Harlan
Check, check,
Ellison.
check.
That is a very good short story. That is about a rogue AI who this is literally like the preface of the story. A rogue AI who realizes that he can take over other AIs, and every country in the 1980s had one, is the idea, or the whenever. They all merged into one, and it hated humanity for being bound to a computer, so it blew it up. Besides four people who he decided he would torture until the end of the world. And so it's about four people being endlessly tortured by an AI.
That's some intense. It's like Dante's Inferno meets Windows 95. It is a very
Yes.
intense.
That is such a good way to describe it too. That's insane. Yeah. That is a great short story. It is bleak and it is sad, and if you want to be scared shitless about AI, I think it's a really good story to read. So, and I think we should be
There you
scared
go.
shitless
So
about AI.
go out there, go to your local library with a mask, and become scared of AI.
Yeah. I am become scared of AI, shitter of pants. So, well, sweet. I think that wraps it up. I think that wraps up the first ever live
I think
episode. What do you think?
I think that does. I think that's pretty good. Our stream health is 5. I don't know what that means. Um,
I don't. I think that's 5 times people viewed it. I have no idea. It says two watching now, but I don't know
hmm.
if that's true or not. So, well, if you watched this, or if you're gonna watch this, or if you're gonna listen to this, because this is gonna be on our actual podcast thing. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you taking the time. If you come back and you watch this later, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy what we have to say, or at least are entertained by what we have to say. If you want to dunk on the Mary Sue, let us know, and we'll figure out a way to do that more often, because I think we'll always take the opportunity to do that. What else, Ryan? Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to
Yeah.
us on YouTube. Watch our Dune live stream, because by the time this is posted on the actual podcast feed as the audio, it'll probably be past. But if go back on YouTube and watch it. It should be fun if it's on there. What do you think?
I think if you're watching this live, you're a dedicated fan, and tune in tomorrow for a very special surprise. It's going to be great. No one's ready for what's going to happen. It's going to be shocking. People will never think of us the same way ever again. And yeah, please tune in.
I don't quite know what you're talking about, but I'm happy we're not in the same place.
Just come prepared to be terrified.
Sweet. Yeah, I can always end the Skype call if we have to. So let's just keep that in our back pocket. How about that? Well, wondrous. Ryan, what should we remember?
Normally, this is the part of the show where I would call back something or say something nice. But it's only 2021, so I really don't have anything for it. So for now, I'll just have to say, that's all, folks.